Welcome to Daily Digest. In today's video, we're exploring 15 of the greatest civilizations that most people have never heard of. These powerful empires, vast kingdoms, and mysterious cultures shaped world history in ways that are often overlooked. From mountain fortresses to powerful maritime empires, these civilizations made their mark and are worth knowing about. Let's get started. The Silla Kingdom was one of the three kingdoms of Korea and played a significant role in shaping East Asian history. With a land area of around 150,000 square kilometers and a peak population of 5 to 10 million, Silla controlled the eastern half of the Korean peninsula. It not only unified Korea, but also contributed to the spread of Buddhism across East Asia, making its cultural influence long-lasting. Silla wasn't just about military power, it was a cultural powerhouse. During its reign, Silla built monumental temples and artistic works that are still revered today. Despite its achievements, Silla is often overshadowed by later kingdoms like Joseon, even though it laid the foundation for modern Korean culture. The Chachapoya, also known as the Cloud People, were an ancient civilization living in the Peruvian Andes. They controlled about 100,000 square kilometers and had a population of 1 to 2 million at their peak. Known for their stunning mountain fortresses, like the incredible Kuelap, this culture's existence remained hidden for centuries due to their remote location. The Chachapoya's skill in architecture and their mysterious burial practices set them apart from other Andean civilizations. Despite their impressive accomplishments, they were absorbed by the Inca Empire, and their story was almost lost to history until modern archaeological discoveries uncovered their forgotten past. Next, let's talk about the Chola Dynasty, one of the greatest maritime empires in world history. The Chola Empire, with an area of approximately 350,000 square kilometers and a peak population of 10 to 20 million, dominated southern India and controlled vital sea routes across the Indian Ocean. From the 9th to the 13th century, the Cholas were responsible for spreading Indian culture, Hinduism, and architecture throughout Southeast Asia. The Chola dynasty wasn't just a land empire, it was a powerful naval force. Their influence stretched across the seas to Southeast Asia, where they established powerful trade routes and left a lasting impact on the region's culture and religion. Despite this, the Cholas are often overshadowed by other Indian empires, like the Mauryas and Guptas. The Kingdom of Srivijaya was a major maritime empire in Southeast Asia, ruling over the Strait of Malacca, one of the most important trade routes in the world. At its peak, Srivijaya covered about 400,000 square kilometers and had a population of 1 to 2 million. The kingdom thrived from the 7th to the 13th century, controlling trade in spices, precious metals, and more. Srivijaya wasn't just a trade empire. It was also a center of Buddhist culture and learning. Its influence reached as far as China and India, helping to spread Buddhism across Southeast Asia. Despite its power, Srivijaya eventually fell to rival empires, but its legacy in Southeast Asia remains strong today. The Hittite Empire was a dominant force in the ancient Near East, known for its military strength and strategic location. The empire covered an area of about 600,000 square kilometers and had an estimated population of 1 to 2 million. It controlled parts of modern-day Turkey, Syria, and Iraq, and was a key player in the region's politics for centuries. The Hittites were well known for their advances in ironworking, which gave them superior weapons compared to their rivals. They famously clashed with Egypt in the Battle of Kadesh, one of the largest chariot battles in history. Despite their strength, the Hittite Empire collapsed around the 12th century BCE under pressure from invading groups, leaving behind a legacy of military innovation and cultural influence that still resonates today. The Zapotec Civilization thrived in the valley of Oaxaca in what is now Mexico. At its height, the Zapotecs controlled about 50,000 square kilometers and had an estimated population of 500,000 to 1 million. The Zapotecs are often overshadowed by the more famous Aztecs and Maya, but their contributions to Mesoamerican culture are undeniable. The Zapotecs developed a complex society with advanced architecture and one of the earliest known writing systems in the Americas. Their capital, Monte Alban, was a major political and cultural hub, home to impressive pyramids and elaborate tombs. Despite their achievements, the Zapotecs eventually fell to the Mixtec civilization, but their cultural influence shaped later civilizations in the region. The Kingdom of Axum, located in modern-day Ethiopia and Eritrea, was one of the great African civilizations. The kingdom covered about 1.2 million square kilometers and had a population of 1 to 2 million at its peak. Axum was a major trading empire controlling key routes between Africa, Arabia, and Asia. The Axumites were pioneers in many areas, including adopting Christianity as the state religion in the 4th century CE, making them one of the earliest Christian nations in the world. They were also famous for their towering obelisks, which are still standing today. Despite its power, the Axumite Empire eventually declined due to the rise of Islam and changing trade routes, but its legacy continues to influence the region to this day. The Mississippian culture flourished in the southeastern United States, particularly around the Mississippi River, from approximately 800 CE to 1600 CE. At its peak, this culture covered an area of about 500,000 to 1 million square kilometers and had a population of around 10,000 to 100,000. The Mississippians are best known for their massive earthen mounds, which they used for ceremonial, residential, and burial purposes. The city of Cahokia, the largest of their settlements, was one of the largest urban centers in pre-Columbian North America, with a population of around 20,000 at its peak. Despite their advanced urban planning, agriculture, and trade networks, the Mississippian culture eventually collapsed, possibly due to environmental stress, warfare, or other factors. Their cultural achievements, particularly in art, agriculture, and mound building, continue to be studied and admired today. The Ghurid Empire, which flourished in the 12th century, stretched over parts of modern-day Afghanistan, Iran, and northern India. It controlled an area of about 700,000 square kilometers and had a population of 5 to 10 million. The Ghurids rose to power by consolidating the region's political and military forces, ultimately becoming one of the most important empires in medieval South Asia. The Ghurids were instrumental in the spread of Islam in the Indian subcontinent, laying the foundation for the later Delhi Sultanate. They also helped create a cultural fusion between Persian and Indian traditions, particularly in art and architecture. Although their empire was short-lived, falling just a few decades after their greatest conquests, the Ghurids left a lasting legacy that shaped the history of the Indian subcontinent for centuries. The Kanem-Bornu Empire, located in Central Africa, was a powerful kingdom that controlled vast territories for nearly 1,000 years. Covering around 1.5 million square kilometers, the empire had a population of 1 to 2 million at its peak. The Kanem-Bornu Empire was known for its advanced military and strategic use of cavalry, which helped maintain control over large areas. The empire was also a center for trade, dealing in goods like salt, gold, and slaves. Islam was introduced to the region in the 11th century, and over time, the empire became a significant center of Islamic culture. Despite internal conflicts and external pressures, Kanem-Bornu lasted for centuries, and its legacy still influences the region today. The Kingdom of Benin, located in what is now southern Nigeria, was one of the most advanced and powerful kingdoms in West Africa. At its height, the kingdom controlled an area of 40 to 50,000 square kilometers and had a population of 1 to 2 million. Benin was renowned for its rich culture, particularly its intricate bronze sculptures and the impressive Benin walls that spanned over 16,000 kilometers. The kingdom's influence extended through its active trade in ivory, pepper, textiles, and other goods, connecting the interior of Africa to European traders along the coast. Benin's political system was well organized, with the king, known as the Oba, holding considerable power. The capital city, Benin City, was a major political and cultural hub, famed for its elaborate architecture and artistic legacy. Despite its cultural achievements, the kingdom suffered a devastating blow in 1897 when British forces invaded, looted Benin City, and destroyed much of its heritage. The Mali Empire, one of the wealthiest and most powerful empires in West Africa, controlled a vast area of around 1.24 million square kilometers and had a peak population of 8 to 10 million. Mali's influence stretched across modern-day Mali, Mauritania, Senegal, and other West African regions. The empire's wealth was built primarily on gold, and under the reign of Mansa Musa, Mali became one of the richest empires in the world. Mansa Musa's legendary pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324 is still one of the most remarkable events in history. His caravan carrying thousands of soldiers, slaves, and camels laden with gold helped devalue gold in Egypt for years. The Mali Empire was also a center for education, with the city of Timbuktu becoming a major hub for learning and scholarship. Despite its wealth and cultural achievements, the empire eventually declined due to internal strife and the rise of external powers. The Oyo Empire was one of the most influential states in West Africa, covering an area of around 250,000 to 500,000 square kilometers and having a population of 2 to 5 million. Situated in what is now modern-day Nigeria, Oyo was known for its powerful military and sophisticated political structure. The Oyo military was one of the most organized and feared in West Africa, with a well-equipped cavalry that helped maintain control over a vast territory. Oyo's wealth came from its control over trade routes and the transatlantic slave trade, but the empire also had a rich cultural and artistic heritage. Its political system, which included an Alafin at the top and a council of chiefs beneath him, was an early form of representative government. The Seljuk Empire, founded by the Oghuz Turks, was a major power in the medieval period. At its peak, the empire covered an area of about 2 million square kilometers and had a population of 10 to 15 million. The Seljuks dominated much of the Middle East and Central Asia, laying the groundwork for the later Ottoman Empire. The Seljuks are best known for their military conquests, particularly during the Crusades. Their victories over the Byzantines and other Christian powers helped shape the political landscape of the region for centuries. In addition to their military prowess, the Seljuks made lasting contributions to architecture, art, and education. They played a key role in the development of the Islamic world and were instrumental in the spread of Islamic culture across the region. However, the empire eventually fragmented, weakened by internal struggles and external invasions. Despite its decline, the Seljuks' influence continued to be felt in the rise of the Ottoman Empire. Finally, we arrive at the Funj Sultanate, one of the most important empires in African history that remains largely unknown to most people. The Funj Sultanate, located in what is now Sudan, existed from the 16th to the 19th century. The empire covered an area of approximately 1.2 million square kilometers and had a population of 2 to 5 million at its peak. The Funj Sultanate was a major political and cultural force in Sudan, with a thriving economy based on agriculture and trade. The kingdom controlled key routes along the Nile River, which made it an important center for commerce. The Funj also played a significant role in the spread of Islam in the region, with their influence extending into Egypt and other parts of North Africa. Despite their powerful rule, the Funj Sultanate eventually fell to the Mahdist movement in the 19th century. However, their lasting impact on Sudanese culture and history is undeniable. And that wraps up our journey through 15 of the greatest civilizations you've probably never heard of. These empires and kingdoms may not be well known in mainstream history, but their legacies are undeniable. From military innovations to cultural and religious influence, they shaped the world in ways that often go unrecognized. Which civilization surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, share it with friends, and subscribe to Daily Digest for more fascinating insights into history and modern times. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.